Hey kids, what time is it?
Let's see what the great Patrick Mahomes will do on this play.
But before we can talk about how great Patrick Mahomes is, we have a flag on the play.
Before the ball was snapped, pass interference on the defense, numbers 1, 2, and 3. By rule, the great and powerful Patrick Mahomes will elect where to place the ball. Hail Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, it's now 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Ball is snapped.
Man, look at the way Patrick Mahomes handed off that ball. Superb technique.
But let's check out the flag on the play.
During the play, personal foul, violating Patrick Mahomes' personal bubble. The result of the play is first down, touchdown, and Chiefs win by 50 points. Hail Patrick Mahomes.
So here I am early in the morning. I go to the bathroom, and this is how my day started. I clogged the toilet.
God has blessed you, my friend, with a special gift.
First start, Angriff.
Oh!
5 Yards treffen.
Yeehaw! How about them Cowboys? Put a fork in them, baby. I had to borrow the Stephen A. thing. Got my cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah, Stephen A.
Stephen A. is the best. I just love the way the camera pans in on him real slow.
Yeah.
Got the hat on.
I don't have my stogie, but I had to do it. They're done now. We'll get to that.
Yep.
Put a regular hat back on. I don't feel right. Representing the Cowboys.
Yeah,
What's
that's
happening, you guys?
They are.
Hey, what's happening? How you doing?
How'd everybody do in their PX this week?
No, I'm just saying hi. I gave nowhere close to 5-0.
Bruce,
2 and 3. 2 and 3.
3, really? So let me edit this up here. So 2 wins. So that's 28 plus 2 is 30, according to my records. And then you lost 3, you say?
Yeah.
All right. So that brings you to 30 and 20, 10 games over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Edson, you cringed.
I did really horrible. 3 and 2.
Oops. 3 and 2. Now, hold on a second. Don't say horrible, because that's what I do every week is 3 and 2.
That's Keith's norm. What are you talking about, Edson? Come on.
Wow. What are you saying, Edson? That was a backhanded comment.
No. Wow, I didn't even mean it that way, but okay.
Oops. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Hang on.
Yeah,
You
that doesn't seem.
This is what it is. Yeah, you're 35 and 15.
I'm 5 games behind him now. Oh man.
Well, that's not that much.
You gained a game. You picked one up. You went 3 and 2, so you gained one. You were 6 behind.
No, he was.
No,
2 and 3.
I was 2 and 3. I lost one.
Oh, you were 2 and 3. Sorry, that's right. It's early. I stayed up to watch the Tyson thing. I'm all out of sorts today.
Yeah. After that visual during the Tyson fight, I'm still not. I need my glasses cleaned.
Butt cheeks. I also, you'll be shocked at this. I went 3 and 2.
Oh, okay.
So I'm 28 and 22 because that's what I do every week is go 3 and 2. So I'm way behind. I'm 7 games behind you, Edson, and 2 behind Bruce. I better get my acting gear.
We still have what? 8? I think we still have 8 weeks.
I think we got time.
All right. 8 times 3 is 24. So I'll have 24 more wins. So you guys need to fail miserably.
A couple 0 and 5s and stuff.
Yes, exactly. Come on, get it together, you guys. Start losing.
It's a conspiracy. conspiracy. That's what I have to say at the end of the year.
That's what it sounds like to me. Just saying.
Okay.
All right. So where do we start? I guess we start here. Here, if I can hear it. There we go. Here with last week's games. We kind of talked about the Thursday night game last week.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yes.
Go over it again, but I have a stat here somewhere.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, here comes the stat of the day thing again.
Yeah. Okay. So Tom Brady went 381 games where he lost three of those games when he scored 33 points or more out of 381. Joe Burrow's lost 3 of them this year where they've done that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if did I say that clearly enough. So Brady had 381 starts where he scored. If they scored 33 points or more, he only lost 3 of those 381. Burrow's lost 3 this year where they've scored 33 or more.
Stat of the day. Stat of the day.
There's gonna be a lot of
that,
yeah.
Keith's got that damn Tom Brady stat of the day. I can't stand that man anyway. Who the hell cares about Brady and the stat of the day? Thank you.
Wait,
And to personalize it.
The owner of the Raiders? That guy?
That guy?
Which, when you think about it, has nothing to do with Brady. It has to do with the defense.
Oh, he owns the Raiders. I thought it was Greg Brady. My bad. I mean, I'm sorry.
And if I may, Hutchinson has 11 sacks this year, and nobody else on the team has more than 2. So they got the defense,
that's crazy.
Cincinnati's defense is demolished, and they didn't do anything at the trade deadline. So
yeah, and I know.
So Bengals, come on, man. And like he's thrown he threw 5 touchdown passes against the Ravens the first time, 4 the second time. And he threw 5 touchdown passes against oh God, who'd they play where he did that? He did
that against Washington, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what it was. So 3 times this
did.
year, he's thrown at least 4 touchdown passes, twice 5. In this team is 4 and 6 and pretty much 1. So
where's Vontae Burfict when you need him?
And Pac-Man Jones. Now let's get to the game of the week.
Oh yeah, that's the game of the week.
Wow. I couldn't help but laugh. I was listening to the overtime on my way to my buddy Doug's to watch the Steelers game, and I'm sorry, Giants fans, but now Edson, you threw out a mandate last week.
What did I did?
You had a mandate for teams that play the Panthers.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Unfortunately, the Giants are not. Their organization ownership does not do the things normal way. They try to gain stability by like keeping things a little bit longer. You know, they're not like you make snap decisions and stuff like that. So I didn't really think it would happen, but he should have been fired.
So what you're saying is the Maras eat moldy bread because they refuse to throw things out till long after the expiration.
Yeah.
That is a great saying. I like that.
Thank you. So you're saying Daboll should be gone. You're saying that Daniel Jones should be gone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
now they're saddled with that contract, though. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say Daniel Jones got like a $40 million contract at least. Doesn't he have it's for 5 or 6 years?
I don't know.
I still will be surprised if he starts the next game. I mean, I think they're on a bye this week, but I'll be surprised if they don't put somebody else in.
I just got a text from my buddy Scott. He's on our softball team. He's the shortstop. I play second base, and there was a brawl at a high school football game I was at last night where hundreds of kids were. It was a mess, and they brought in cops from all over the place, and he was there. So yeah, I'm gonna offer him up the video we have, but it was crazy. But that's high school football. We're talking about professional football.
Well, and this game didn't seem very professional, but okay.
I think we still are talking about high school football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, Bryce Young's won 2 games now, 2 in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Break
I
up the
mean,
Panthers.
Break them up.
Hey, you know what though? They're what are they? They're like 7th now for the draft because of this.
Are they really? Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think the Jags are now first.
Man, there are really a lot of terrible teams this year.
I know. Actually, I can quickly look that up while you guys vamp a little bit. So yeah, I mean, what more can you say except that Roger Goodell loves to promote these international games, and he keeps sending these horrible teams overseas. When's he going to send somebody good over there? Like even if he sends like the Vikings, he sends an opponent that they're just going to slaughter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, the best one was the first game of the year with the Packers and the Eagles down in Brazil.
Yep, that was the best.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a good one.
This was I guess this was kind of like they threw a bone over to Carolina. This was the only game that Carolina plays that's kind of like outside the normal 4 o'clock. They don't have any primetime games. So I guess this was the way to give them something.
Yep. Yeah, so the Jags have the number 1 spot now.
Wow, okay.
The Giants are 2. Cleveland, Tennessee, Raiders, Patriots. Yeah, Panthers are 7. I got that right.
Okay.
So, yeah. Whoops, we'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, so I mean, do you believe in your Carolina Panthers, ladies and gentlemen?
And now approaching the stage, the Carolina Panthers.
Look out. Don't look now. Here they come. The Wildcats.
With
In the
coolest uniforms.
They do have great uniforms.
Chrome uniforms.
I like those new black helmets they have with just the blue, like the silhouette sort of the Panther. And it's got that matte paint, the flat instead of glossy.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool helmet. Yeah, I went there. All right. The second greatest game of the week that broke all kinds of viewer records on television. Not. Is our hopeful Patriots against the Bears. Are the Bears again, man. They have reverted back to full Bears, man. Full Bears.
Yep.
The Bears.
So disappointing. I really didn't see this coming. I mean, yeah, the Patriots, I have to admit, they've been kind of improving week to week, and they definitely have their quarterback. Derek May's great.
Yes.
But, and they really need to work on the rest of the offensive line and some more talent on the receivers. But I don't know what the heck happened to the Bears. Ever since that loss that loss to Washington with the Hail Mary, yeah, that was the end of that.
And I picked Chicago. Me, the biggest Green Bay Packers fan there is in the world, picks Chicago, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of us picked the Bears.
I think we all picked Chicago. I think we did.
I had them. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
I bought the fool's gold. I thought that Caleb Williams had turned the corner, and he has not. I mean, even in that Washington game, he didn't look great. And
he still doesn't look great. He still doesn't look good.
He's been under siege all year. And in fact, I've got a stat I wrote down here. Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback in the league since David Carr. And we all know what happened to David Carr. Not Derek Carr. David, his older brother.
Stat of the day. Another stat of the day. Here goes Keith with those damn stats of the day. David Carr and Caleb Williams. Who the hell cares? But it's a stat of the day.
And the Bears are already in full crumble mode when they fired Shane Waldron this week, their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
Who was brought in to fix Justin Fields, and then they traded Justin Fields. So he was there to develop Caleb Williams, and here we are 9 games into his run. Bye-bye. Get out.
Well, to coin a phrase, it sounds really hokey, but I don't care. The Bears are going into hibernation early.
Yeah. That they are, Bruce.
When you think about it, this isn't a shock that the Bears are at what, like 4-6 or 4-5 right now. It wouldn't have been a shock that if we predicted this at the beginning of the season. It's just that all these so-called experts just with the expectations about Caleb Williams and putting him in the
Yes.
Super Bowl and all that. It's those high expectations that just made everybody like try to buy in on this.
Well, I'm done listening to you two experts. That's for sure. Because
Hey, I did not have them in the Super Bowl.
no, and I still stick to my. I said it on our first show that Caleb Williams was the wrong guy. The Bears should have taken Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the gem here, and it looks like that's bearing out for me. So, no
That's
pun intended.
bearing out.
Whoa, in stereo. See, that's the kind of talent you get here on YouTube. You don't get this anywhere else.
And it's all free.
It's all free. Thank you, YouTubes and the Google machine. Yeah. So the Bears, it's funny. They were 4-2, and when they were 4-2, we were all looking at that division, saying every team might make the playoffs in this division.
Yeah. Well,
womp, womp, womp.
The NFL can fix that.
All right, a game that shockingly, I had this game called right. I believe Bruce, you had it called wrong.
I have it called wrong.
But I was skeptical. I thought it would be close, and I thought it would be a last minute drive for a field goal or something, just only because of Josh Allen. I didn't know Joe Flacco was going to suddenly realize I'm too old for this.
Yeah, the Colts were doing well early in the game. They're running. They had their running game going. The Bills couldn't stop them, and for some reason they kind of like went away from it.
Well, he threw a pick six on his first throw.
Well, yeah,
and then he threw an interception on his next throw.
Oh, okay.
So I think they immediately were down. It was like 10-0 right away or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Shane Steichen's going back to Richardson this week. So, I think he's seen enough of the old man. And it's I love Joe Flacco. I got to dig up that photo of me and Joe back when he was a rookie. But, it's the kind of thing where these backup quarterbacks are good for 3 games. It's like that's the 3-game thing, because then the league has enough film on them. And let's face it, we've talked about it. Flacco's a potted plant. What are you going to, he's not going to get out of the way back there. So he is what he is. He's a great asset to have on a team, I think, as a veteran backup. But you can't throw him in there and expect him to play 10, 11, 12
as
games.
a starter. I said a couple weeks ago they made the wrong move just naming him the starter. He's really good when the defense is prepared for somebody like Richardson, which is totally different than him, and then he comes in and they're kind of get caught off guard and he has some success. But with this, where they're preparing him for him all week long, it's like doesn't work.
Well, Joe Flacco to me made Cleveland bearable last year.
Yeah.
He was really good those couple of games he was starting for Cleveland. He looked confident. That's why I picked Indianapolis, because I said Flacco was playing at home, and Buffalo plays kind of wonky sometimes.
And they were missing 2 receivers, Buffalo.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. They had Keon Coleman and Cooper were out. And when I saw that Sunday morning, I said, oh, crap, I took the wrong team. Colts are going to win. I almost wrote you, Bruce, and said, can I change my pick?
I wrote Edson and said, can I change my picks?
Yeah,
I wrote to both of you.
I saw that.
So I'm going to do an Edson. I'm going to call you guys later on Wednesday, then make my picks.
I think it's pretty fair to say that as Josh Allen goes, so go the Bills, because two top weapons, and they put up 30 points on the road, and they're looking pretty darn good. Maybe we had low in our power rankings last week, which, by the way, I'm an idiot. I forgot to save them, and I nuked them.
Oh.
So what I'm going to have to do before we do the third quarter power rankings, I'm going to have to watch that show again, and I'm going to have to recreate them manually so I can save them. Sorry.
Okay.
I closed the browser and walked away and went, oh! All right. We got to talk about the Vikings, and I was mocked. Doug Mellinson, if you're watching, come on, man, give me a break. He mocked me for putting the Vikings tied for 2 in the power rankings. And then,
Wow.
then they go out and prove Doug right.
And by the way,
Almost losing to Jacksonville.
when you go back there and look at it, I didn't even have them in my top 10.
No, you didn't. I was still believing that they were the same team they were, for the first 8 games or so. The last 2 weeks they've looked awful. And Sam Darnold threw 3 picks. He's back to Sam Darnold.
And yes, he is on definite pumpkin.
Is he one of those pumpkins that you leave out long past Halloween and it just starts to decompose on the porch?
No, that's called the DTS.
The DTS? What's the DTS?
Donald Trump syndrome. Because you leave a pumpkin out way too long, starts to molt.
It looks like it's a melting candle on the porch.
Right.
Yeah, this is really this is like worrisome for Minnesota.
Yeah, no, it is. Who's their backup quarterback? Does anybody know that?
It's not JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Who is their backup quarterback?
Who is their backup quarterback? Our intrepid researcher Bruce is all over this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't score a touchdown in this game. Somehow got away with one. But if they don't right the ship quickly, I think they're in some trouble. And it's not Josh Dobbs, is it?
Nick Mullins, I think.
I'm finding out right now.
Mullins.
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins.
I think so.
Yeah, what happened to Josh Dobbs? He was good.
Well, again, for 3 games. And that's going back to Flacco from last year. He came in for the last 3 or 4 games. And then the playoffs came and he looked like he did this week. You know what I mean? Like once it's just that it's weird with backup quarterbacks. You can get away with it for about 3 weeks. And then the wheels come off.
Edson's right. It's Nick Mullins.
Who the hell is Nick Mullins?
Yeah, you should hear who the 3rd string quarterback is.
Yeah.
It's not Josh Dobbs.
Brett Rippon.
Oh, I remember Brett Rippon. Holy
He's
crap.
playing for Denver.
Yeah, he's still in the league.
Yeah, he's Yep.
And Jackson. Speaking of quarterback, Jacksonville didn't even have their starter either. That's why this is
right.
shocking.
That was Mac Jones.
Yep.
He of Patriots fame. The Big Mac. Yeah. You got something on this game, Bruce? Because this, believe it or not, was the 3rd best game of the week behind the Giants, Panthers, and the Patriots and the Bears. Now let's get to the game that everyone was talking about. All hail.
Oh gosh.
All hail Patrick Mahomes.
I was I was like, after I saw that last, I was like slamming things back and forth. I was like, what the? How can you screw up an extra point field goal to win the game?
I'll tell you how. And if you watch That's Good Sports with Brandon Perna, who's a huge Broncos fan, he did a little homework this week and he found 8 games where that same guard on the special teams got trucked like on his back.
Really?
It's happened 8 times. So that's a coaching thing, because if that guy gets blown up like that over and over and over and you don't correct it, that's on you.
And the Chiefs probably saw that.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Andy, of course they did. Andy Reid's your coach? He was all over that.
Yeah, or who's their special teams coach. But either way, I think the controversy of the week, and I should have grabbed this video to play it, but I didn't. So we all lose. Sorry, gang. Patrick Mahomes is caught on a hot mic asking an official to warn him when people are close to him.
Yeah,
that's right. You texted me. I remember reading that. You sent that to me.
Yeah, there's video of it out there. Not only that, but the female official, the woman, was taking selfies with Taylor Swift before the game.
Jeez.
And then she walked by Mahomes and he said something to the effect of like, "Hey, this is great. I'm so proud of you. You deserve all this."
This is unbelievable.
It's like a little chummy there with the officiating, aren't we?
The officiating has been so terrible this year. Ugh.
It makes that opening video we play every week, the All Hail Patrick Mahomes, just seem like a reality.
Yep.
They just keep getting breaks. But while we're on the Chiefs, I got a stat for you, Bruce.
All right, I'm ready.
It comes with a chart.
Oh yeah.
So according to this chart, It goes back to 1962, back when Bruce and I were still in high school. Right? That was around the time we met, right?
I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, Edson, go ahead. Leave the room. Get out. Your AARP card is suspended as of right now.
So,
I don't qualify for ARP yet.
Oh, definitely get out.
So, 1962, they're tracking point differential for teams that started 9-0.
Mhm.
So, and through the decades and whatnot, and it comes all the way down to this year, 2024, the year of our Lord, and Kansas City is the worst team in history, point differential wise, to be 9-0. And I thought the 2020 Steelers would they were a fraud. I mean, I remember they were 11-0, and everybody's like, "Oh, your team." I said they're a fraud. They're a paper tiger. They've been winning with smoke and mirrors. They're not any good, and they proved that as the season wore on. But so what? Why don't we just get a crystal ball out here? And what do you think is going to happen to the Chiefs? They're 9-0. You see this statistic. Are we going to have a rough second half with the Chiefs, or are they going to somehow find their way all the way to the promised land again?
Well, while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to look at the Chiefs' schedule for the rest of the year, and we can talk about that real quick.
Yeah,
I know who they got this week.
Okay, so I'm saying they're going to be okay, and they're probably just going to cruise to the number 1 seed, but I do not think they're going to go undefeated. I just don't think they're going to have the whole second half collapse or anything like that, because I don't know. It's just I don't know what word to use, like a vibe or whatever, but there's just like there's something about it where it's just like opponents just melt or whatever. I'm anxious to see this game.
You're right.
See what
You're right.
The Mike Tyson effect. It's like when fighters used to go in the ring against Mike Tyson and just, they just went down. They were scared. They'd walk right into his.
But the one thing the one thing I'll say is, in the playoffs, whatever team they play at whatever point, I don't think it's gonna be scared of them, because by that time they'll already have a whole season of this, like, that there are a lot of games that they could have easily lost, and they're like, we're not afraid of this team. So we'll see what happens then.
Well, I think I know what my brother Keith wants for his Christmas present. Because the Steelers play the Chiefs on Christmas Day.
Yeah, there is that game. Yep.
I was thinking a new pair of shoes, but
okay,
Steeler win would be good. Okay, I'll take it.
But I don't know. Do you think it's like Goodell's like, ooh, I got a hot one here, and I got the rock and roll influence with the pop thing, and the girls like Taylor Swift. So, and Patrick Mahomes, he's cute. And then there's Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes influence and Taylor Swift influence. They're like, ooh, I got a gold mine here. But if you look at the stats, Travis Kelce's having a nothing spectacular season. I think it's the defense that's like making a difference this year.
Oh, definitely. Yep.
100%. No, you're spot on with that, Bruce. I saw that last year. It was like week 4 when the news kind of broke that they were dating. They were playing the Jets, and Zach Wilson played his best game of the year and had the Chiefs on the ropes. I thought the Jets were going to win the game. And I did notice that they kept showing Taylor Swift. And then all the calls started going for the Chiefs in the second half, including, I remember, a Patrick Mahomes game-winning run where there was like 3 obvious holds by the Chiefs and nothing. So, I right then and there, I said, okay, the league's in the back pocket with the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
And my suspicions were almost confirmed when a day later they changed their social media banner, the masthead, to a picture of Taylor Swift on the NFL account. So what did that tell you right there, right? And I think that they're still in the bag for the Chiefs. I think they want the 3-peat. They've never had that. And if you can get Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes, like you said, you've got this cast of characters. Andy Reid, he's America loves Andy Reid.
Oh yeah, the thing is, though, I like Andy Reid too. I really do.
Like they're not as I think universally hated as Belichick and Tom Brady were, and Gronk. Like this, people actually like these guys. I don't particularly, except for Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they've hitched their wagon to this is the story. We want the three-peat with the Chiefs.
Yep.
And they're going to do anything in their power to make that happen. So you've got to beat them. You've got to flat out beat them on the field, because if you leave it close.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think Denver flat out beat them last week. They just had a blocking problem on that kick.
Right.
Yeah, and I give Peyton and the Broncos a lot of credit. They've been doing they're rebuilding something in this, just much like the Chargers. He's doing well with everyone criticized him about the Bo Nix pick and way too early, but he's doing really well. And I think they're going to be a threat later on in the year. And I believe the Chiefs play them again. Yeah, I think
they do play him again. If I was going to check, I'm pretty sure
in Denver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm with you. I think Bo Nix and Drake May are also showing that Caleb Williams was the wrong number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Because out of the 4 rookie quarterbacks that are playing regularly now, starting every game, Caleb looks the worst. Now, in Caleb's defense, he's got a tissue paper offensive line. He's under siege constantly. But I think that's going back to the stat where he's been sacked as much as David Carr was. That's what happened to David Carr. I mean, he came into the league with all kinds of potential, but he kept getting hit. And when you keep getting hit like that, sometimes you'll never get it back. You know what I mean? You take all that kind of punishment, and you're going to have happy feet. You're going to be uncomfortable in the pocket. You're going to be looking to get out of the pocket before you go through your progressions. It can really stunt your development.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the league has been too happy with just throwing these guys in, and they're not letting them sit and learn behind anybody.
Yeah,
And I think the Steelers, when we get to that game, we'll talk about it, but the formula where they're going to have Fields sit and watch Russell Wilson is probably, I really think Fields is the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think they truly believe it too. And they're going to let him sit and watch and learn. I mean, because he's good enough as a backup, but they want him to take that next step. And I think leaving him in the game where his bad habits continue to compile is not the way to do it. And you're seeing Caleb Williams develop a ton of bad habits now. He's starting to look like Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the record, when your last name's Pickett, you shouldn't play quarterback.
I'll be here all week.
You're stuck, man. You're stuck with me. Yeah, this game shocked me. I had the clip of the new head coach there. What's his name? Rizza? Rizza?
I don't know.
I forgot his name.
He clocked earlier in the year that whenever coaches get fired, there's an effect of the following week.
Yeah, you clog a toilet.
That guy's my new favorite head coach. The fact that he could go on national TV and go, "Yeah, I clogged a toilet this morning. I'm so nervous." That's awesome. And he's got that great football voice. They all have that gravelly voice from screaming all the time. Yeah, good for him, man. Good for him. And Carr played really well.
That was another loss for me.
Yeah, and you know who killed you, Bruce? Your old guy.
Yeah.
And yes. Marquez Valdes Scandling. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's right.
Got the brother out of hiding. I mean, what's going on with that?
But I love that coach. That's why I had to put him in the open this week. With I clogged the toilet. The Falcons, they killed me. I had the Falcons in this game.
So did I.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Kirk Cousins. What? How can they look so good one week? They're still the Falcons. I declared them a real team last week. And what do? They shove a red hot fire poker right up my anus. Wow.
Oh, That's a visual I'll have to work hard to get rid
I
of.
was trying to be a little colorful. I had to make my point.
Okay, Keith, you have just completely replaced the Mike Tyson visual with that.
You know
Congratulations.
that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when he's like, "You're telling me everything," and he's got the red hot poker, and that's what they used. I'm still walking funny. Thanks, Atlanta. They're so schizophrenic. The one time I pick them. Next up, it's amazing. Ricky Pearsall gets shot in the chest.
Yep.
And I was going to mention this a few weeks ago and forgot that when the Debo went out and Ayuk went out,
yeah,
they're like the healthiest receiver on the team was shot in the chest 2 months earlier.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's not good.
No. Tampa Bay, you got to give it to Baker Mayfield. I got a couple of clips here I'd like to play. Can I play one for you?
Okay.
The first one is, look, I've made no secret about it. You know it. I love Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a gamer. He's a baller. He'll go out there all taped together. He's a little small for the position, but he's such a scrapper. He's got nothing. And man, watch this play here. I'm going to play against Joey Bosa. Now, all the clips I'm going to play, I must say, I've either put fake crowd effects or music on so I don't get nailed with a copyright infringement.
Mm-hmm.
So, but watch this play against Nick Bosa.
That's incredible.
That was on fourth down. I mean, Nick Bosa, one of the strongest guys in the league, and Baker's holding him off with a stiff arm and finding someone open in tight coverage.
Triple coverage. I just noticed that.
And threads the needle. That's because his receivers can't get open because he doesn't have any right now. So, it's sad. It's the Bucs are a scrappy 4-6. They deserve better than 4-6.
I think they have a good chance of coming out of that division. The Falcons are way too up and down. We just talked about that, and they have two against. They still have their 2 against Carolina that I think they'll win. So I don't know. I was actually shocked at this final score against it. I thought San Francisco was going to beat them by a lot, but they stayed in there.
They could have. Their kicker missed 3 field goals, and Deebo Samuel was pretty pissed about it. Watch this. He punches the kicker and the placeholder.
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They are.
He's like, we got a guy out here who got shot in the chest and you're missing kicks. Come on.
Yeah.
That's 9 points off the board. So, but you're right. I mean, Tampa Bay kept it close. Something tells me even if they made those kicks, Tampa Bay would have tried to match them score for score somehow.
Yeah.
Stayed in it. So, yeah.
I think the thing I like about Tampa Bay the most, I like Todd Bowles. He's a good coach. He's just like mellow. He's like, you can see the intensity in his eyes, but it's like, okay, do what you got to do type of thing. And I'll back you up 100%. And he's reined in. I mean, because Mayfield's a good quarterback, but he can be a wild horse. But But Todd Bowles has said, Baker, you want to calm down a little bit? We got this. Okay.
He's got a quiet intensity to him. Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Oh, I can see him. Tony Dungy.
Mm-hmm.
Dungy. He's like a lot like Dungy.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have to scream and yell. Even Belichick never really screamed and yelled.
Because he couldn't talk that loud. Well, Baker Mayfield. He's a hell of a coach, quarterback, and on to Cincinnati.
All right, how about Chuck Noll? Is that a better reference? Chuck Noll was that?
Oh my gosh, the stories about him and Bradshaw. Oh my gosh.
Or Tom Landry. They had that quiet, steely ability to get the best out of you. And I just feel bad. Tampa Bay doesn't deserve 4-6. They should should be 6-4.
Right.
Hey, injuries happen, and they wouldn't make excuses. It's always next man up, and you gotta win.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This game made me do this.
That was the actual game of the week.
It really was, and it was funny. I remember watching, and I said to my buddy, I said, when the schedule came out, this looked like, we'll probably go down there and pummel them. And, it's one of those throwaway games, and then as it got closer, it was like, holy crap, this is like the real deal now.
Yeah.
And not so much because of Pittsburgh, it's because of what Washington's done.
Yeah.
Now, they were 7-2 when they took the field a week ago, less than a week ago, and now they're 7-4. But what a game that was!
Do you think that was the first down?
No,
I couldn't tell because I was watching the game. Like, it was hard to tell.
Well, when Ertz caught the ball, he had his knee on the ground and he tried to pivot on his knee, so he's already down. All they had to do was touch him, and the ball didn't cross the line of gain. His butt did, but he had to turn and extend the ball over, and he wasn't able to do it. But what killed me, so now you've got about 50 seconds, 48 seconds, something like that. Pittsburgh's fourth and 1, right around midfield, and they leave the offense on the field, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're not going to really do this, are they? Because if they don't make it, Washington gets the ball right there, and they have a timeout or two. All they got to do is kick a field goal and get out of Dodge. They win the game. It was a 1-point game. And we're like, nah, Russ is going to try to draw them off sides. Then they'll call timeout and punt it away and play defense. All you had to do, if you're the Redskins, is just sit on your knee. Just take a knee and don't.
Yeah, just wait it out. Wait out.
And Russ got out there. He made one cadence call, one hot call, and the guy jumped a mile offside. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, you could. Living down here in the DMV, you could hear the whole place go. Everything was what? It was like, what just happened type of thing.
And it's funny because they said, Tomlin said there's no play. Just try to. He said he called I think his name's Newton, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said just see if you could get the rook Newton to jump offside, and that's exactly what happened. They played on the, that impetuous rookie thing. The guy just wanted to make a play. But
Did you see Newton at the end of the game?
No.
He was crying his eyes out. It was bad.
Sure. He looked like he wanted to kill himself when it happened. And everybody's, patting him on the head. It's all right. It's all right. And he knew. I mean, God, it was game over.
It was awful. It was a great game though, because that was Jaden Daniels' quote unquote real coming out party, and he didn't do so bad. I mean, he didn't do spectacular, but
he didn't turn the ball over, which is important,
right?
But and Pittsburgh did. Russell Wilson actually took the Steelers on 2 game-winning drives because he brought them all the way down the field, and Jalen Warren fumbled on the 1-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
And then Washington came and took the lead, and Russ had to bring them all the way back down the field again. And on that second drive, Calvin Austin, the Steelers' third receiver, gets hurt. So they have to put in Mike Williams, who they just got Tuesday.
Right. I heard about yes. Yeah.
And I guess they said Russ pulled him off to the side and just said, here, and he drew up the play, said, just go here and I'll hit you. Because he doesn't really know the playbook at all. I think he saw the field 4 snaps, 7 snaps, something like that. And he mostly just block. And he made a beautiful over the shoulder catch, and so crazy. And then after the game, he took a shot at the Jets.
Yeah, well, it's just like the Jets, get trading him away for nothing, and then he does this. What the heck?
Yeah, and he just made a comment that the culture to coming to Pittsburgh, the culture is totally different.
Well, yeah, he's right.
But Wilson didn't play his best game either. But I think it's clear that he's found a home in Pittsburgh because it just the way the Steelers' game plan is designed just works for us. It works for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he threw up a couple of those. I mean, he throws them as high as a punt sometimes. These balls,
he does,
and they come right down, right where they're supposed to be. He threw one to George Pickens. It was to the wrong shoulder in the end zone, but Pickens in midair turned his body all the way around and caught it. That guy's a freak. It's a freak, and they've got something going on. So, good game all around, though. To come down to a 1-point game that comes down to one play at the end, That's what you want to see, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to see a blowout, and it had just enough scoring too. In the 20s for both teams.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't one of these video game, 42-40 crazy shootout things. It was a tough game. I was nervous a couple of times, and I was thinking of both of you because that Washington defense has gotten so much better.
Oh yeah, it's certainly gotten a lot better. Yeah.
My goodness! Remember at the beginning of the year they were getting gouged, and especially that front four. He's got that front four humming. They were collapsing the pocket quickly. So, I think Washington, they've stumbled this week. They lost 2 games in 1 week. Daniels hasn't looked quite right since his rib injury.
Yeah, that's
a good point. That's a great point.
But I still think they're at least a year ahead of schedule. I think they would take 7-4. I know they're disappointed with the 2 losses in a row, but I think they'd sign up for 7-4.
Well, you did make an inaccurate point, though. You said no one likes a blowout, right? Unless it's against unless it's against Dallas. Everyone loves that.
Or the Jets.
We're gonna get to those in just a hot second. But first, we have to go to the alarm clock game, as in set your alarm because you're gonna fall asleep watching it. The Titans and the Chargers. Hey, Mayonnaise boy played.
You're absolutely right about that, but that's what Harbaugh's trying to do. Like he's trying to do whatever I don't want to say this kind of negative, but whatever the bare minimum is just to win that game and leave without getting injured. That's what he does. Whatever it takes.
Right.
Yeah. Mayonnaise boy played and actually didn't turn the ball over or do anything stupid. I can't believe it, but he's not good. Will Levis sucks. I'm going to just say it until he's out of the league because he sucks. But yeah, I mean, the Chargers, they just play.
They're playing hardball football.
They're rock fight football. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They remind me of the Steelers. Like for the last 5 years, that's how the Steelers played. Boring. Like, the offense is borderline inept. And with the Chargers, it's crazy because they have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But
I know.
But they've stripped him of all his, his weapons, and he gave them all new ones. And they're finding their footing now. They're getting a little better each week, but they are not an electric team. No pun intended. They're not electric.
No, I'm not going to go. No. Okay.
This was so glorious, was it not?
This was awesome.
This was crazy.
Now, what's amazing is Kyler Murray finished the game without a head. His head came off, and he still won the game.
So you picked the one play that the Jets actually played.
Yeah. Like, my God, Williams just crushed him.
Because their defense, well, talk about, what was it? How many? It was like 20 missed tackles.
They are just. Have you seen the Jets? I mean, the Jets stats since they took Robert Saleh out and replaced him with this, what's his name? Ulrich?
Yeah.
Ulrich. They are worst in the league in just about every defensive category now.
Yeah. They took away
I believe it.
Their coach. Yep.
And I was talking to my buddy Paul, who's a big Jets fan. He wants them to get rid of Sauce Gardner. He wants them to clean house. He thinks Sauce is a fraud. I was like, I don't know about that. I
don't think so. But when you're that age, kind of youngish, and you see what's going on around you, you really, what are you like trying hard for?
What's the motivation? Right. Yeah, I think I told him that. I said, there's a demoralized vibe there. I told him how Mike Williams came to Pittsburgh and he's so happy he got out of there. It's Rodgers has got to retire. He's done. He's so washed. It's unbelievable. If you put up the Jets stats as a team, like even by, offense, defense, and special team, all this stuff, they were better with Zach Wilson last year than they are this year with a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I saw that it was like Darnold, Wilson,
it's amazing,
and Rodgers, like a 3 stat breakdown.
Yeah, it's nuts, and Rodgers has to hang it up. and he's got to take. I think he's got to take everybody with him. I think the Devontae Adams thing's not working out. He dropped a ball in the end zone. He was wide open. He Jackie Smithed it. For those of you over 50, he Jackie Smithed it.
Oh, that's not me then. Okay.
I remember football when it was in black and white.
Yeah,
and,
Bruce and I were in college in 1976 when he dropped that ball.
That's right. That's right. We were graduating in Middlesex College. It wasn't a community then.
Yeah,
it was just a college.
We were still in our 60s during Super Bowl 13.
Right.
But they're just, the Jets are all out of whack. They're done. If right now, I don't know. I mean, I would say empty the bench and see what you got, but I think they're kind of already doing that.
They are doing that. Yeah,
they're screwed. Now the Cardinals, on the other hand, I knew they'd be feisty. I knew they'd be surprising. I didn't know they'd be this surprising. They look good. James Conner is top 6 in the league.
He's really good, and he looks like he's reborn out in Arizona.
It's good.
And Kyler Murray too. Yeah.
Marvin Harrison's leading the league in touchdown catches.
You that was a given. Harris, with your father, has him as a father. He's got to be the most. He's a perfect receiver, I think. Marvin Harrison Jr. I really do.
But here's the question: does he bring his piece on the field, or does he leave it in his locker?
I don't know.
His father got in trouble with the gun there. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weak reference. Sorry about that. But I know Harrison leads the league, and I actually forgot to bring up another stat that Joe Burrow leads the league in passing. Jamar Chase leads the league in receiving yards, and the Bengals lead the league in scoring, and they're 4-6. But the Jets, I mean, I don't even know what the answer is. Joe Douglas, the GM, definitely gone. They're going to clean house, and they're going to start over again.
Yeah.
For the third time in 3 years. What do you do with this team? What like seriously, what do you do? They are right there with the Browns in Carolina as some of the worst run organizations in the league.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? They're kind of trapped. I don't have any kind of, usually you can come up with a solution like, well, if they do this, the only thing I can suggest is bring in Mike Vrabel as head coach.
That's a good choice.
And let him start to sort things out, get some discipline in the building. And it's going to take the Jets probably 3 years to fix this. That's my guess. The thing I like about Mike Vrabel is the game against New England. He drove Belichick crazy the last 5 minutes because he could have been doing, what was it, like delay a game? Oh, that's right.
And Belichick's like, he's like, it's in the rule book. You can't do that. Yes, you can. And Vrabel was playing the game with him. He was like, I'll show you who to do.
That was fun.
That was fun because you saw Belichick just going insane.
That was funny. It's like, yeah, you taught me how to cheat, coach. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
But I think Vrabel would be a good stabilizing head coach. When you go all in like the Jets did, financially and roster wise, and now you've got to take it all apart. You're 10 games into your dream season and it's over. Well, they're going to be hamstrung with salary cap issues, and how much of this roster can you get rid of and replace quickly? I don't know. If there's Jets fans out there, let us know what you think, because this is a dumpster fire.
Yep.
Worse than any Jet dumpster fire I've ever seen. I thought when they brought in Brett Favre and that didn't go well, that was bad. And when they keep drafting the wrong quarterback and that was bad, this is really bad.
Seems like every year we're saying that this is the worst one.
They're overpaying, and they let Aaron Rodgers have control of the team, and he wrecked it.
Yeah, that was the main problem. Yep.
So, all right.
I don't know.
I got to trade hats. Here we go.
Speaking of mismanaged teams,
I think Trey Lance sums it all up with this. screwed, baby. They are screwed. Did you see Jerry?
I think that was his preview to Dak Prescott when Prescott said, "We effing suck." And Trey said, "Yeah, watch this. I got something for you."
I think Prescott thought he could come back from the hamstring injury, and then after that, he's like, he got a second opinion. He's like, "I need surgery. I'm done."
Yeah. After watching.
Wow.
Did you hear Jerry Jones last week before that game? They stopped him in the tunnel and they said something to the effect of, are you worried about the team the rest of the season with Prescott out potentially for the rest of the year? And he goes, well, no, we do just as well with Cooper Rush as we do with Dak. What's the point of that question? And it's like, holy crap. Like, I think he's going to get rid of Dak Prescott.
Is he trying to fool himself or
either he's trying to convince himself that's true, or he doesn't like Prescott. I mean, he did leave Prescott the contract talks dangling until the 11th hour.
In that case, he should have done exactly what I thought they should have done in the first place, is not giving him a new contract then. It's like, what the heck? Just the agency then.
What did I tell you? Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, sitting in the hospital bed with their legs totally whacked out. Hey, how's it going? Hey, guess what? We're getting paid.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
We're good. That's it.
This should have been
They got it.
This should have been a prove it year, and don't give him the new contract. I don't know. Whatever.
You were texting us this week, so you kept saying, we're getting paid. I'm dying. Yeah. So Cooper Rush had 54 yards passing, 59 yards passing, something like that. He gets benched. They bring in Trey Lance. Oh man, when you're down to Trey Lance, what a disaster. I want to see the Cowboys play the Jets. That's what I want to see.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Let me see if they play each other. Here we go.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Not this year. No.
Because the AFC North, the Pittsburgh's playing the East, the NFC East.
Right.
So it's those are the division. But that would be a great international game. Dallas and the Jets.
Yeah. I have to give the Cowboys some credit. They did beat the Steelers.
Oh, that's below the belt.
How the fuck did that happen, man?
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what, if Wilson played that game, that wouldn't have happened.
Probably, yeah.
That was Fields' worst game. He looked
there you go. Yeah.
He looked really bad. It's funny too, because was it last week? I said, what happened to Trayvon Diggs? He had 10 picks his rookie year and 1 since. Well, guess what? He did pick off a ball Sunday. I was like, I should keep ripping on this guy. But I think the biggest indictment, we know Mike McCarthy's the Walking Dead, right? I mean, come on, it's.
Oh, he's gone.
I don't even think.
Bye, Fred. Bye, Fred.
I don't even think he's putting in the effort because, I know Micah Parsons
knows it. Yeah.
Micah Parsons did a pivot and backpedaled on this one. But did you see what Micah Parsons said? Because
what did he say?
If you didn't, here it is.
With those type of legends who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did. So those are the kind of guys that I have so much sympathy and hurt for.
Ooh. Saying that Mike McCarthy doesn't put in the time or the effort.
Wow.
How about them Cowboys? Woo!
Where's Stephen A?
Put a fork in those guys, baby. They're gone. All right, let me get this hat off. Done talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Remember, it's not a logo; it's a rating.
That's right.
Pretty soon, it's going to be a half a star. All right.
No, speaking of the Cowboys, they play Carolina December 15th.
Oh, perfect.
It's close enough, right? That'll work.
That should have been the international game.
It'll be like when you go to the Broadway theater and they go, well, tonight playing the role of the underdog will be the Carolina Panthers. The Jets are, it's their, the Carolina's the Jets understudy.
Playing the part of Bruce Springsteen is Peebo Bryson. What?
I can't wait till we pick that game. I think we should be forced to pick that game. Hey, if the things keep trending the way they are, Carolina will beat them.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, Dallas doesn't have a quarterback now, so this is gonna. They are going to sink to the depths. Speaking of sinking to the depths, what the frig happened to C.J. Stroud in the second half of this game?
Oh, we were texting each other like crazy. I'm like, I like this.
He looked so good in the first half. It looked like last year. And then, I mean, Edson, you were texting like, Goff threw another pick. Look, there's another one. Look, there's another one.
Yeah. Yeah. Edson's like, 2 interceptions 5 minutes ago, but 3 interceptions. 4 interceptions.
But that's what's amazing about this game. The Detroit Lions, unbelievable. The guy throws 5 picks and they figure out how to win. It's like, how did Campbell was able to stable after 3 or 4 picks, and you would think he would just fall completely apart, but he didn't. He kept going back out there and trying again and again and again. He still won the game. I don't know what's going on with the Texans. Again, I keep saying this over and over again. The offensive line is not what it was last year.
No, it's not. There's a lot of injuries on the offensive line, but again, you can't make excuses, right?
No, I know.
Yeah, but with Detroit, you hit it on the head. The coaching staff deserves a gold ribbon for this, for keeping that team focused, not getting they're not demoralized, keeping Goff with a short memory we haven't seen anything like that since Brett Favre was doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Throwing 5 picks and and going out there and winning a game. It's insane. It's insane. And it's funny because we've been going over his crazy completion percentage and how he's taking care of the ball. Right. The last 4 or 5 weeks, these like record-setting numbers that he was putting up, and then holy mackerel, he looked like Rams Goff 2.0.
Yeah,
but man, and on the other side, you're right. I mean, what did DeMeco Ryans say to the Texans at halftime, or what did they eat? Like, what was in the soup at halftime that they came out and sleptwalked through the second? They were awful. Right. They were inept. I mean, they were totally inept on both sides. Well, now I won't say the defense because they did pick.
No, I was going to say the good thing about it is their defense looks a little bit better, but
one thing I have to ask though, I mean, backing up a little bit, I bet. Okay, let me put it this way: what the hell was Jerry Jones doing at the fight last night?
Oh, this. It was in his stadium. It was in AT&T Stadium.
I bet Jerry's like, so this was like for people to cheer for us. Okay. So this is what winning feels like at home. Okay.
It took me a minute too, because I was under the assumption, because all the big boxing matches in the past, back when we were in our 60s, were in Vegas. Right. Like Caesar's Palace or something, the geezers at Caesars.
Right.
So when I turned it on, I saw Michael Irvin and Jerry Jones. I'm like, what the hell is Michael Irvin doing calling boxing? And then it's at AT&T. Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, they had 73,000 people there for that last night.
And they were all cheering for something, as opposed to 100,000 people watching a Cowboys going, what if I beat the Metroplex by halftime? Okay, I think we're good.
They were chanting Tyson's name in the first couple rounds. Tyson. And then once he got to round 3 and he was already tired, it was so quiet in there. Everybody was so sad. Everybody wanted Mike Tyson to win last night.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get back to the football, I got to give Jake Paul credit. I wanted Tyson to knock his block off. But did you see Bruce with 15 seconds to go? He put his hands behind his back and bowed to Mike Tyson.
No, I see that. No, here, this is okay. Now, Edson, you can run with this, okay? This is how older I am. I saw the first 3 rounds. Then I must have fallen. I fell asleep. Next thing I know, I'm talking. Next thing I see is the interview. Jake Paul giving Mike Tyson his props. I'm like, what the hell just happened? The fight was on a second ago.
It was only a 16-minute fight.
I mean, for me, midnight is just like the second win. That's no big deal. So.
And so you are treading, absolutely treading this week.
Wait till you get to our age. That's in narcolepsy sets in and it's over.
Oh, okay. That's what that happens.
Yeah. No, it's true. Every time I sit down to watch a movie now, I fall asleep like half hour into it. No matter what time. It could be 7 at night. It doesn't matter. I'm done.
When I was married and Nick was when I was hanging around with when I was married and Nick and I would go to the movies. I would we saw the movie Brother Bear. This is a long time ago. Saw the movie Brother Bear, and I get home, and only thing I remember is the opening credits. so I get home, and Linda says, "How do you guys enjoy the movie?" And Nick's like, "Oh, it's great. Daddy and I got some popcorn and everything." And I said, "I really enjoyed the movie." And Nick gave me a look saying, "What the hell are you talking about? They had to kick us out because you were snoring so loud."
I fell asleep during the Super Mario movie. I went with my daughter.
Oh,
and like right in the middle. I woke up for the last, third act, but the middle second part act. And when at the end, she's like, "What'd you think?" I said, "Oh, it was great." I missed most. Speaking of narcolepsy and missing most of it, this game
that surprised me.
Surprised me, but also I was thinking of you, Edson. I know you wanted the Dolphins to lose. You picked them to lose.
What the heck, man? I was shocked. Number one, it's like I pick against them and they win. It's like, I want you to finally just stop giving me this little window of little hope. Just end it already. But no, they got to go win this against a quality team. And now it's like all these thoughts coming. Well, maybe if they can win the last 6 out of 7, maybe they can sneak it. No, I don't want it. I don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
It's funny you say that because I think they can exactly do that.
I know, but geez,
they did that. Remember, they did that with Brian Flores. Remember, they started that year,
yeah,
awful, and then they rallied and they made the playoffs. And then, if memory serves, they won the first playoff game, right?
They did win the first one.
They beat the Colts, right? If I remember right. I'm getting that same vibe because Tua gives them that chance.
I know.
In the AFC, because like we said it before, you've got like 3 or 4 teams near the top. You've got Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the Chiefs, and everybody else has 4 or 5 wins. Miami wins again this week. They are right back in this thing.
Plus, when the Broncos lost that quirky game, that gave them an opening too.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like everybody beyond those first 4 teams, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City, everybody else is right in the middle, right? So they do have a shot. There's 3 playoff spots for some team that's going to be like 500.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. To grab that 7th spot, and the Dolphins could eat. I could see them doing it. Sorry, Edson. I know you want to draft pick.
Okay. I got to figure out what's going to happen.
On the other side, it was very disappointing from the Rams.
It was.
Yes, it was.
Red hot at home.
And they can't get in the end zone.
Yeah, and they have Puka Nacua back. They have Cooper Kupp. I'm like, what's the issue here?
You kept on waiting for him to start the engine up, and the Rams are like,
yeah, they were sputtering. They looked like when you get water in the gas tank.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the car's like, but it starts bucking, and that's what their offense looked like. They were just.
Wait a minute. There's water in the gas tank. Well, Keith and I, when we were in, I think it was our pre-med days. You remember the crank we had to turn on the car to make the car start?
I remember having to whip the horses. But...
Yes, right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would read about that in history class, but no, I wasn't.
We'll cover the Eagles Washington next week. It's time to do our picks, but first, thank you, Russ. I'm excited too. This week, I plan on going 3-2. All right, who wants to go first? Who was the big winner?
You guys are both a big winner. I was a big loser this week.
Well, Edson's in first place overall, and we had the same record. You can go first, Edson.
Fine, they got me again this week. I'm picking the Dolphins over the Raiders. Just so I can see them fall on their faces and end the whole thing.
You're picking them to win?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
Fine, you reeled me in with that whole. There's a little bit of an opening, and
Did you scribble something out? Did you scribble something on your sheet to change?
Yeah. I mean, they're home against the Raiders after that win last. I mean, if they're going to win any game, it's going to be this one.
All right. No, I'm with you. The Raiders are in trouble. They fired their whole offensive coaching staff 2 weeks ago. I don't think Antonio Pierce is going to survive this year. And now that they have a new owner in Tom Brady, he's going to probably come in there and make some changes.
Probably.
So I think the Raiders are kind of in free fall. I'm with you. I guess I have to go next because Bruce was 2-3 last week.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, you're going to love me for this. You're welcome, sir. Unless, because my picks are so bad and I'm in last place, this curses you. But I'm taking your Green Bay Packers to beat the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
Very good. I'm proud of you, brother.
Chicago.
What do you got, Bruce? Let me guess. The Packers.
And now, the worst part of the show. The shout-outs.
Oh.
We gotta find some. Can you find some music for that? Edson just left the room.
I will find some music for. I will bring. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Hey, hang on. We got a comment.
Oh, that's right.
It's our pal Glinzer.
Oh, that's a.
That is interesting.
I did not notice that. Yeah.
The running game is back in. It's in vogue now.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, and I was shocked that the Dolphin defense actually showed up. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. My shout outs for this week is for my friend Boop. She's back in Rhode Island. Glad to see you made it back home. Okay. For my friend Mia Moore, stay strong. Hope your husband feels better. Boom. And I got 3 weeks to go to my vacation, so I'm excited.
Nice. That's not me and Moore who played for the Yukon Huskies, is it?
No.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is, though, you're talking about the Arizona. I'm going to Phoenix. I'm going to see if my cousin and I can go to Arizona Seattle game out there in Glendale.
Wow.
Hey, the Cardinals are playing. That's going to be a hot ticket now.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good game. Okay, Keith. Okay, my brother. Brother Keith. I'm going to return to favor. Pittsburgh over Baltimore.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa! Wow.
I just think because I saw something this week is my stat of the day. They showed something and I couldn't believe it. This is the 38th time that Tomlin and Harbaugh have played against each other. They've been that many games against each other. Just those two coaches.
They're the two longest tenured coaches in the league, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm picking Pittsburgh is they're playing at home, and Baltimore has horrible secondary. I mean, the back end of Baltimore, it's not really that good, and they're going to get open, and Pittsburgh will find a way to get open.
I'm feeling you, Bruce. My worry is Russ has had success for 3 weeks. What did I say about that whole thing with the
backups? Yeah.
And I know he's not the backup, but he did come in week 6. Does Baltimore have enough film on him? Because Washington held him in check. I mean, he made the plays when he had to, but he didn't look great all game.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Their secondary is a sieve. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I agree with everything you said. And I do believe they're going to split the season series. So,
oh yeah, they always do.
Yeah. The weird part is it's usually Pittsburgh wins in Baltimore and Baltimore wins in Pittsburgh. It's kind of weird. So I'd like to. I want the sweep this year. Screw the Ratbirds.
The Ratbirds. Wow.
Edson, what do you got?
All right. So this type of pick screwed me last week, but I'm going to try for it again because the Rams coaching staff is much better than the Chicago coaching staff. I thought Chicago was a desperate game and they would go and beat New England, but I guess that kind of backfired on me. So now I'm going to try it with the Rams, who really gonna need this game, or they're gonna just like fall way behind on that division, going into New England and winning that one.
Wow. Taking the Rams.
It will be the Rams' revenge game.
I thought about that game, and the Patriots are 2-1 in their last 3, and I want to see one more. I'm trying to get a sense of what's going on. Ever since Mayo called them soft,
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
at a press conference, they have completely flipped the script. So, but I don't know. Because I feel like if the Patriots play the way they've been playing the last couple of weeks, they will win that game at home.
I understand. Yep.
Because the Rams got to go 3 time zones.
Yep.
That's 10 a.m. to their body clock. A 1 o'clock game on the East Coast. That's rough. But I still think the Rams have too much talent for a schizo team like New England. But I don't know. So I avoided that game, and I probably should have avoided the one I picked because it says no on my paper here, N-O. but it's not no, it's New Orleans over Cleveland.
Yeah.
Because Toilet Clogger is going to get his second win. He's going to clog another toilet.
Toilet clogger.
He said he clogged the head coach's toilet, so now he's got to go clog like the offensive coordinator's toilet or the defensive coordinator, maybe the special teams coordinator toilet. But Toilet Clogger will be 2-0 after this week. Bruce?
I like that one. That's good. Hey, Drano boy, get in the game. Okay.
They got to draft a plunger.
It's Plunger Man.
Is there a kid named Plunger eligible for the draft this year?
We have to find him. Okay, this is obvious. Green Bay over Chicago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm surprised that wasn't your top pick.
No, I'd return the favor because you picked Green Bay, so I'd return the favor to you.
I feel you.
All right, cool. I mean, I don't know what it is about when Chicago plays at home. It feels like the field is a lot longer than it usually regular fields. It's like Chicago's like one end of the field, and they're so far away from the goal line. And after what happened against New England, I don't think Chicago. Prove it. They'll prove me wrong, but Chicago looks inept. They looked so bad.
They're horribly coached. Matt Eberflus is an awful head coach. They fired the OC. I mean, this is the Bears. They didn't want to spend money on a decent head coach, which is crazy. You're bringing in a franchise quarterback. Get a good coaching staff. What are you doing? And
I don't know.
Now they're going to have to shit can the whole thing and start over next year. Ed's in Europe.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go against you and against the toilet clogger because I think that clogged toilet is the fumes are gonna make them all woozy. They're not gonna be able to go out there.
Sewer gas.
And I'm gonna pick the Browns because Jameis Winston has a couple extra weeks. They had the bye week, and he has a thing against New Orleans because of the way that he was kind of treated over there.
Oh, that's true.
And, I get the Saints got the lift because of the firing of the coach, but I think it's going to come back down against the Browns. Actually,
wow.
Edson, I have to give. How in the hell can you fit the word in woozy in a football show?
Well, it's usually off of a tackle, but this is different.
Well, Glinzer, you just brought up my next pick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it smells like a trap. I like that.
Lions are minus 13 favorites at home against the Jags. And Mac Jones again, right? I believe.
I think so. He does bring up a good point because after that, like barely escaping from Houston, they might take this a little bit lightly, but
Yeah, and who's on their schedule next week?
Right.
Let's take a quick look. This could be a trap. The Oreo game, the filling in the middle. Colts at the Colts.
Okay.
They could be looking ahead. Tough game next week on the road. I'm taking Detriot this week. I can't see Jacksonville going in there and beating them. I mean, even if it's a close game, I can't see them. I mean, definitely the spread. take the Jags with the 13 if you're taking the points.
Yeah,
But
that's a pretty big
straight up-
spread.
Yeah.
Straight up win. Detriot all the way. All right, Bruce.
The trifecta of terror lives. Detroit.
Wow. You're taking Detroit.
They showed me something. Edson was texting like crazy. 3, 4, now 5. I'm like, but they still won.
I know.
That's the thing that blows my mind. And Houston probably said, "Oh, we got this," and Goff said, "Okay." Oh, it's an interception. Don't worry, I'll get you next time.
I'll get you next time.
Well, to Glinzer's credit too, this is what if you're a championship level team, this is the one you've got to win these trap games, right? You can't lay down in so let's see if Campbell has him focused and ready. I think he will. For the reason
I believe it.
That they threw 5 picks and it didn't phase him.
Right.
All right, we're at round 4.
All right. So sometimes when a team has a very emotional game the previous week, there's a good chance they come in flat. But after all that, I'm still going against that and thinking that the Broncos are going to beat the Falcons at home. I don't think they are going to, get this, demoralizing effect from that game. I think it's actually going to be the opposite. Look, we could have easily won that game, and we still 5-5. We have a clear pathway to the playoffs, and we got to win this one at home.
Yeah, I think that's sound logic. I stayed away from that game because
the only thing I agree with you. That's weird because the only thing I'm afraid of is who shows up. Which Falcons team shows up. I guess.
Yeah, they are schizo, and up to who knows. Kirk Cousins could come in and throw 4 touchdown passes,
right,
100 yards this week. But the Broncos defense is really solid. They are solid. Look what they did to the Chiefs last week. Yeah. Not that the Chiefs are an offensive juggernaut by any stretch, but
not anymore.
No,
not anymore.
But that was in Arrowhead. That was in Kansas City. So that's not an easy place to play. While we're on the subject of that, I firmly believe that at 7:30 on Sunday evening, the Chiefs will be sitting at 9-1 because the Buffalo Bills are taking them out.
I definitely agree with you. It wasn't one of my picks, but I definitely would go with if I had to with the Bills. I'm a little bit worried about some of the injuries that they have, but
me too. But they put up 30 last week with those.
Yeah, with those injuries, and
I stayed away from that game. I stayed away from that game.
I don't think the Chiefs can get in a shootout with them because they just don't have the offense this year.
Right.
We'll see. This will be the week the Chiefs hang a 40 burger up, right?
And they'll show Taylor Swift every time Travis Kelce even gets near the ball. There he is. There he is.
Bruce, we got.
Okay, Edson, I'm going to return the favor to you, my brother. I'm taking Miami over the Raiders.
Oh no! Can I go change my?
Okay, Edson. That's 7 this week. Okay.
Do I need to separate? 7. Do I need to pull this car over?
Yeah.
Do I need to pull this podcast over?
Glinzer's with me, 23-20 over the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a really good prediction.
Yeah, I actually think the Bills will beat them by 10.
Really?
Yeah, 2 scores. Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll be up by 10, and then the refs will give the Chiefs a free touchdown and
first down touchdown.
Yeah.
All hail Patrick Mahomes.
And Taylor Swift sings the national anthem.
Oh gosh. Please don't.
Oh God. If they they already picked the halftime show this year, right? For the Super Bowl?
I think it's Usher. Let me look.
No, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Usher. Hold on. Let me look it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, they usually pick it by now. If they picked her, then the fix is in. All right, round 5, Edson.
All right, so this is the point where if the 49ers are going to do anything this year, it'll be the start of their run. They got McCaffrey back. They're as healthy as they're going to be for the rest of the year at this point. So I'm going to pick them at home against the Seahawks, and I think this is kind of going to be their run to win this division.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to pick this game too.
Oh.
But I couldn't help myself. I had to pick the Battle of Texas. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Houston over Dallas.
Oh yeah, Houston has a
Cowboys.
Yeah. Houston has a chance to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, this is a get healthy week playing Cooper Rush and the hapless Cowboys. This is gonna be awesome. Dallas 3-7 after this week.
Now that's something to be thankful for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bruce, what's your last pick?
Answer to your first question is Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, it's Kendrick Lamar. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well.
Oh, do you see that?
Yeah.
Edson likes ties.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Edson will make his prediction from the first week come true.
Still waiting for that tie.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, let me see who I got for my final pick. I'm taking Houston over them Cowboys.
Ride them up, rope a Bronco.
That's right. The Cowboys. Oh my gosh. I mean, it couldn't happen to a nicer team. You don't understand how much I hate the Cowboys.
Oh, I do. I grew up a Steelers fan.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they're saying.
I actually heard that rumor about the Deion Sanders being. Yeah.
I've heard that. I see that every week. Every week.
I still think they're going to end up going with a guy like Belichick.
Yeah, they're going to want him. I don't know if he's going to go there because he's not going to get control.
No, I know, but he's chasing Shula's record, and I think a team with that much talent, he can turn around really quickly and get that record and get out of Dodge.
As long as he accepts that he's not going to have total control.
I don't think he's going to want to go. Belichick's not going to want to go to the Jets or some shitty team that he's got to take 3 years to rebuild. He's 75 years old. I think he's going to want a team that's loaded with talent that he can win with quickly and get Shula's record. What is he, like 16 wins away or something like that? 18 wins away. So, it's like 2 seasons he's got to coach.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But Deion brings the circus, which Jerry Jones loves, because Jerry Jones is George Steinbrenner.
Oh, yeah. He loves the circus. Yeah. He loves the focus, the media focus.
Okay.
Yep.
Could you imagine this? Deion goes to Dallas, and guess who he brings with him?
Michael Irvin.
No, his son.
Oh, Shadir Sanders.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, but
Jerry Jones would be like, I will paint put a gold star in your helmet.
They would have to trade up to the 1 or 2 spot in the draft to do that because. Oh, did he? Really? That's interesting. I didn't hear that part. I turned it on right when they were at the end of that Jerry Jones spot.
Right. Yeah, I saw the beginning of that. Probably fell asleep, right, Edson? And
by
the time the season ends, the Cowboys may have the number 2 pick.
Well, that's a good point. But they also, do they have the salary cap room? They're gonna have to get if they get rid of Prescott, their dead cap hit again with his contract is gonna be devastating.
Yeah.
And then you got to figure out what to do with Micah Parsons. They got his. I think what we covered that a few weeks back.
Yeah, I know.
Parsons in Dak Prescott is costing that team like $180 million against the cap or something, right? 2 guys, $150 million.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb and
then CeeDee Lamb. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's a fun thought though. If Deion goes there and drafts his kid, wow,
that would be
the circus would be back in town.
That's what. Jones would love. Jones would love that more than anything, even making the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, it's just, we grew up watching George Steinbrenner run the Yankees like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the Yankees were always kind of competitive. They're always right there. They had that rough spot in the late 80s, early 90s where they were awful, kind of where Dallas is now. But it was very similar. It was just all about the headlines and the circus and the freak show and the big names you could bring in, most of them over the hill. Yeah, it's funny watching that, the parallel with Jerry Jones.
Yep.
Next year will be 30 years since his last title. 30 years.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great stat of the day.
That is. And what's great when we give Bruce stats of the day on the text during the week? He sends us back this beautiful recording. Yeah. No, Shadir can play. Yeah, Bronny. There's another one. That's why we still have Danny Hurley here at UConn. Because I guarantee we went and interviewed with the Lakers and they were like, yeah, but LeBron's in charge of this team. He's like, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
LeBron is Aaron Rodgers-ing the Lakers.
Yeah.
Come on. He's 40 and he's still effective at 40. Let's give him credit where credit's due. But making them waste a draft pick on his kid who sucks.
That's
just so he could play with his kid. That kid has no business being in the league. You kidding me? Yeah, I'm sure Danny Hurley was like, nah, I'll go win a third title with UConn. Thanks, but no.
Right. Yeah. I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. So anyway, Bruce, you wanted to do a little thing we like to call disappointments of the year or surprises. Yes. What are we going to do? Surprises or disappointments?
Well, since we're talking about the Cowboys, let's do disappointments.
But the Cowboys are ineligible because we've beaten them to death.
Damn, that was number one.
I mean, I personally, I would say though New York in general is the biggest disappointment of the year. Both teams, both the Giants and the Jets, and the league is always so much more interesting and better when those two teams are not out of the playoffs halfway through it, like now. Especially on the Jets is the disappointment because of the expectations that they were giving us. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers fully healthy. They got everybody around them. That they shored up the offensive line, so he's not going to be knocked down. He's got weapons. That defense is a top 5 defense. And what the heck?
It's funny when they brought in Smith from Dallas, and the guy had
an
8-time Pro Bowler, and he's awful. He's a door on rusty hinges, man. People are blown by him.
That's probably Jerry Jones's best move this offseason, not trying to keep him.
That was such a big signing. My friend Anthony at the gym, big Jets fan, he was. Oh, when they signed him, he was on cloud 9. He's like, "Oh, we got a left tackle. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl." Yeah. Well, not so much. And up here in the Northeast, we've got not only the 2 New York teams, but New England. So we've got 3 teams with a combined 8 wins. That's awful, and they're always on TV here, which sucks.
Yeah, but at least at least there were no expectations for New England, and they're actually exceeding that. And Drake May is somebody good to watch.
You guys have a good coach. You really do.
We don't like the Patriots.
No, I don't like the Patriots either, but
I wasn't sure about him. I wasn't sure at first.
Yeah, me neither.
But it looks like he's starting to push all the right buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that roster is bereft of talent. They are a hodgepodge of nothingness.
They got to build up piece by piece after the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, offensive, you got Stevenson and you got Hunter Henry, and that's about it. That rookie kid, though, Polk, is starting to play pretty well. The receiver. So we'll see. But, yeah, he seems like he's getting the most out of nothing in New England. But, yeah, that's a good pick. The 2 New York teams. Abysmal. What do you got for
Now, I have a quick question. You were saying something about when I do the stats of the day, I hate to. What were you talking about?
Oh, we get a lovely crooning audio recording. Bruce sings to us whenever we on our text thread. We send a stat out to each other, and then Bruce sends us a melodic recording. And you change the lyrics every time, which is great. You don't recycle the same one.
They're very interesting.
They're witty and fun. That's
Thank
why
you.
that's why we bombard you. We just want to hear your singing.
No. Yeah.
What do you
Wow.
got for disappointment, Bruce? Don't say the Packers.
I'll let that slide. Edson, stop laughing. Now, being serious, the thing that I'm really disappointed about is really painful to watch is the injuries to all the wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because it seems like every time you turn around, someone's getting hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay got that decimated. Rams earlier in the year got decimated.
Right.
The 49ers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. And what about
Kansas City too.
Kansas City had that problem before.
Yeah. They fixed that, didn't they?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Little DeAndre Hopkins. Jeez. What are you doing giving him that?
They're getting I heard they're getting Tyreek Hill next week.
I heard that also.
Not with
I
that
heard that.
Not with that win last week. No.
It's like, damn it! I wanted to go back to Kansas City. Oh man, we won. Oh man, I got 5 kids to put through school. Come on, man.
My disappointment is the team playing the Flying Harbaughs this week, and not the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I know what you're
saying.
Bengals. Yeah.
We Bruce, you called it at the beginning of the year that they're disappointing that they're slow to start.
Right.
But they have not recovered this year, and going for we didn't talk about this, but when they played Baltimore on Thursday night last week, they went for 2 to win the game instead of kicking the extra point and possibly going to overtime and taking your chances in overtime. And I would have kicked it and taken my chances, but I don't know. Zach Taylor just figured we might not get the ball back or something and went for the win, and that might have cost him there.
Yeah, he was thinking his defense wasn't going to stop anybody. So, but
yeah, and he's probably right, but he knows them better than we do. But you're inclined to say their season ended that night, but much like my argument for Miami applies to them.
Yeah,
they're 4-6, and they're kind of still in this thing. So
yeah,
but if they lose this week, I think you could fork them. All right, one more round. Anybody got any more disappointments? Holy cow! Check this out.
Yeah.
Really? That's in New Orleans, huh? Maybe I should go down there. 209. Wow. Wow. I was looking at StubHub last week for the Washington-Pittsburgh. The worst seat in the place was 370 something. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't
right. I don't like that either. No.
However, I would argue that hockeys are worse. I hate 3-on-3 hockey.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Oh,
for 5 minutes, and if they don't resolve it, they go to shootouts. It's awful. I hate the hockey rules. Any other disappointments you guys can think of?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say Caleb Williams. Yeah, that was basically the other one.
I wouldn't, because I didn't think he was going to be any good to begin with. I've been down on him since he went crying to mommy at USC.
I remember that. I mean,
yeah. I the only reason why I would say that is I didn't think he would be this bad, but
he's looked horrible the last couple of weeks. He looks lost. Where just before that Washington game, he was. I was giving him his props. I'm like, he looks really good. He looks like he's coming along, and then I think he has trouble with adversity.
Yep.
Clearly, he lost that game at USC and jumped in the stands and was crying to mom. I don't think this guy can handle adversity well at all.
The thing is so surprising is the way Cowherd was talking about, like he's he's like supposed to be incredible. Yeah. And when I'm like, hasn't started yet.
I don't know. He never really passed the eyeball test with me. We'll see.
Agreed.
We'll see.
Watch it happen this week.
And one more disappointment I have is C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. They're going to win their division. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not the team they were last year.
I mean, I agree with you on the team. I don't get so much on him specifically, mostly because of you keep bringing this up about his favorite receiver being out all this time, and I really don't think their offensive line is that any good. So
no,
but
I know.
You're right. He did take a step back.
Well, coming into the year, people thought this might be the team that takes Kansas City out.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
And now, yeah, they're going to squeak into the playoffs only because the rest of their division is so bad.
Yeah. Well, because of that, yeah.
The Colts are the only competitive team in there, and the Colts are not going to. They're probably not going to make a wild card. So,
yeah, this thing, I kind of think that might be true of this. The Commanders crashing and both wild card teams coming from the north. He might be right about that.
But yeah, now Washington goes to play Dallas next week, correct?
No, they're playing here.
But they're playing the Cowboys though.
Yeah, they're playing here in DC. Yeah,
well, that's a get well game for
that's
them.
Definitely yeah.
And that'll be the tell. If they drop that game, they're in serious trouble. But I don't know. I'm not gonna panic. That game was a 12-10 game with 4.5 minutes to go the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When Quinn decided not to kick a field goal and take a 13-12 lead, and then the wheels popped off. I'm not ready to write them off yet.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
And I think when Daniels gets healthy, I think he's still in pain because every time he comes off the field, they wrap him. They put a wrap around him, heat wrap for his rib cartilage, and I don't think he's feeling quite right.
I personally don't see them not making the playoffs as writing them off because they're like you said, they're way ahead. They seem to be ahead of what we thought they would be. So I don't know. We'll see.
Keith, we have to. Edson was way too young to remember this. Keith, when I'm being serious. When Pastorini got hurt in '79 against the Steelers, what did they wrap around? What did he tear so they wrap around this big thing around him during the championship game? Huh?
It was like a Dan Pastorini. It was like
it was like a flap jacket. It was like a flap jacket, if I remember correctly.
It was like a flak jacket. Yeah.
What did he tear? Did he tear something in his ribs, or
I think he cracked a rib.
Okay, because I just remember that.
I could be wrong. I mean, I was in my 60s back then, so
right. I'm surprised you remember who I am.
Yeah, I remember looking in the archives in the NFL films for that.
Yeah. Football was different back then, man. It was different.
Yeah. Giants
twice, Browns, Panthers, and Bears, miracle, ricochet, or 5. Yeah, I know.
That's true.
I know, but I've watched a lot of them this year, and they've made incredible strides.
I mean, they could have easily won that game against the Steelers. I mean, geez.
And especially last week, they're legit. They're a legit team. I think they're. Next year, watch out. I'll put it that way. Unless the sophomore jinx hits Jaden.
Right. It might be like Houston. Yeah.
But Jaden Daniels, you have to give Jaden Daniels is like the coolest quarterback I've seen in a long time. Jaden, how's it going? All right, we're good.
I love him. I love him. And I think when he gets healthy again, he's going to run more. He's not running like he was. I mean, he's not. He's playing dinged. There's no doubt about it. They got to put some weight on the kid. That's one thing. He's
right.
My buddy Doug was shocked. That was the first time he actually watched them last week, and he's like, "Look how skinny he is." Yeah, they got to put a little bit of weight on him. But Lamar's still thin too. They got that wiry, wet noodle thing.
Mm-hmm.
Makes him hard to tackle. Yeah. And you said this, Bruce. You hope he's not the next RG3.
Amen.
I don't think he will be because RG3 was always looking to run, and Daniels is not like that. He goes through like his first, second, third, maybe even sometimes fourth, receiver before he thinks about running. So I don't think he will be.
That's why he plays like a 10-year veteran already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously anyone could get hurt, but
yeah. And I guess if you want one more disappointment, and people might say, what? But the 49ers.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
Not, through no fault of their own, except they're just snake bitten with injuries, and they're finally getting healthy again. So, Ayuk's going for the year, but you're right. They got McCaffrey back, Debo's back,
Well, let's see.
Pearsall's back. So, we'll see, because they're a well-coached team, and the fact that they were able to tread water, missing all those weapons, speaks volumes for their coaching staff. But it's disappointing because coming into the year, you thought this was a Super Bowl. I mean, they were there last year. You figured we might be looking at a rematch, and we still might. So, still got half the year to go almost.
Yeah.
All right. I guess if there's nothing else, we can wrap this puppy up. I need to eat something. I'm starving.
Yeah, me too. I have to.
Yeah. All right.
I've been up for 5 hours, so it's no big deal. But
Edson, you are just like pushing like everything over the edge. You know that you really are.
And Bruce got plenty of sleep. He fell asleep during the boxing match last night.
That's true.
Just call me Anthony Richardson. I'm tired. I'm done. Bruce, why didn't you make your picks this week? I was tired.
But we got one last comment from Genzer as a 49ers fan. Yeah, I think they'll pace him back.
Yeah, I think so too. Because their running game has been pretty good all year long without him. So
the emergence of Mason really does help. So wow. Well, thanks for getting up, man.
In California, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, you guys might be in for it.
I was out there 2 weeks ago, and I wouldn't get up to do the show at that time.
Okay. I'm going to show you something. When I go out to Phoenix, probably the first week I'll send you my picks, but I will get up at 7:00 in the morning Phoenix time and do the show on a weekend.
Well, if I wasn't with my daughter, like I didn't want to wake her up. That's the thing. Because we're in the same hotel room.
I mean, Bruce, that 7:00 should be great for you. I mean, you go to bed at 8, right?
Damn.
Holy moly.
Edson, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
I'm done.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all for joining us once again. We'll be back again next week with more laughter, tears, finger pointing, mockery.
My 1-4 for next week too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Whatever.
3-2.
I'll take a 5-0.
That's right. And just remember. Cowboys are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I think no. Yes, the joyfulness is over. The joyfulness is over.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.